asked is, has Freddy Krueger ever showed up in any nightmares that you guys might have had before?
You know, I think possibly when we were filming and we were first diving into it, you know, I think that we incorporated it on stage when we were creating that was going on. But yeah, I've been haunted by in 20 years. I mean, except at conventions.
I've been haunted by Mandy a little bit. There were outtakes that I saw of the upside down moon scene that never made it, where I would drag Mandy, and there were POV shots of Mandy, and then POV shots of me. When they did POV shots of me, the point of view shots of me, it was Jock Heitman's wife who laid down with a handheld camera, and we took blood off of Mandy, and we wiped it on her legs, because you would see her legs. She was and shot his me through her legs, like, you know, sort of like the disturbs of a gynecologist. And because Mandy couldn't operate the camera because she's not in the union, Amy did. Andy Heitman, and she operated the camera. And I remember seeing these point of view shots that were never in the movie of Amanda. I was dragging her all over, like banging her into the furniture and stuff, and on the ceiling, and then putting more and more gore on her. And then the reverse on me, and I blew a kiss, like kiss of death. I improvised to Tina, and I had all of Amanda's stage blood on my glove, and it went like a bloody cobweb between my blades, and it literally made a blood ball. Yes. And it never made the movie because the ratings board. We saw Wes Craven's thing when they saw that show, and I was like, no way!
I forgot about that. You hauled me all around. I was like totally beat up by him. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
I actually have one dream that I have lots of dreams about Freddy, especially Nightmare 3 with Mr. Arquette. I always was seeing in my own dreams at night. But the one that still plagues me today is Nightmare 7 when KNB, the makeup effects, are doing this gorgeous tongue that they wrap around my head like 8 or 9 times, it seemed like, and something about that image really disturbs me. Actually, I think the mention of the doctor sometimes, or, you know, I have this pain, you know, my neck right here, and it started after this scene where this tongue wrapped around my head. And I still have these recurring dreams about that, and I think those are really humiliating. And for Nancy, it just had this. Freddy always was fighting her, but he never really humiliated her. And that one scene, I thought that they had really gone with it.
We jumped the tongue.
I was 74 in August, and I seldom dream. And I'm also kind of curious about how further and hard you put anything into it. I really don't have a clue how to do it, but obviously, I mean, I did a film. I was in a film called Black Christmas. I might mention our films, Nightmare on Elm Street, only the one that was made after the other one, similarly was done with Black Christmas. And I didn't watch it. The film was made in 1973, and I never watched it until about 4 or 5 days ago. I saw it in 2 pieces, and I thought it was just pushed beyond any kind of sense of believability, of any kind of, I don't know what to call it, but it was pushed just for effects purpose. And if that's what happened with the more recent Nightmare on Elm Street, then I think something new has to come into what is scary in movies.
I think with the new longer take with the performances. And I think it's a style and a phase we're going through in filmmaking right now that is very addictive to both editors and directors. I'm not here to put down the so-called torture porn. I don't even like that word. I actually like the first Saw film, and I'm a friend of Eli Roth's, and I've seen some interesting work in that. I liken that work almost to like a relentless punk rock song, which is raging against, balding, ponytailed rock stars, from the 70s that made too much money. That moment in time when punk rock and garage rock and independent metal butted up against, the big hair bands in the 70s and 80s and the old men that were just doing the arena rock and progressive rock. And I think that it's a phase. I'm hoping that it's a phase we're going through. Because if you see a film, and I know I'm talking about, I'm not picking things. If you see a film like the Swedish film, Let the Right One In. This is a film about silences and snowfall and ambiguity, and it really rocked my world. So I know, because of the critical response to that and because of the fan response to that, that we are able to still do that kind of work.
I got a question over here if you don't get it.
In terms of original Nightmare versus New Nightmare, the new one, forgive me. The one thing I love about the original is the one-liners. And so going back to the creative process, how much of, especially Freddy's one-liners, were scripted? How much were you, Mr. England, coming through?
They're all scripted. In fact, this is a big argument I have with Wes. And I love Wes and I defer to Wes. But Freddy in the first film had lots of. I cut my fingers off, I made jokes. I cut her face off and put it on and made jokes. I was making jokes in the first one. Those were all Wes's. And we got such a feedback for this diabolical court jester of death that Freddy was, this boogeyman. We got such a positive feedback from the fans. And what Wes knew intellectually and as a filmmaker was, you cannot sustain the terror. You have to relieve that nervous energy in an audience. And one way is laughter. Because then you can set them up for the next thrill, the next scare, the next plot device that you're going to pull on them. Otherwise, it's just relentless. And people will start laughing at you instead of with you. So you have to let them laugh with you a little bit. This is what Hitchcock did. I mean, Wes isn't the only guy that thought of this. Look at the crazy characters in any Hitchcock film. There's always characters. Watch The Birds. Look how many incredible character actors are in The Birds. With Tippi Hedren in those scenes in the coffee shops and things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think too, though, Wes had a way with one-liners just for all of his characters. The dialogue was snippy, like a lot of it moved along, but each line kind of stands alone. Like even if some of the great lines do, just there wasn't a lot of lines, and I think a lot of the newest movies, especially horror, they have all this witty repartee with all these really young people, and we didn't really indulge in any of that. We got right to business, and the dialogue was really meaningful at every point.
Well, humor's gotten very glib. What I call talk show glib. Which is fine, except when you do that, you can never put the heart back in. We're always glib about everything. We're always a little cynical about everything. You lose the heart and the hurt. And you've got to always leave room for that. And that's the whole point. You've got to have that balance in any story. You've got to feel for somebody. If everybody's just glib. But Wes has gone there too. The great thing about Scream 1 that Wes did was he had glib, cynical teenagers. Oh, you stupid whore, well, never go up the stairs. Nah, you stupid idiots.